Yeah. Hey, how you guys doing? This is KLA, Cloud the Wanderer, and I'm here on a Saturday night with Marianne Bach. She's a natural bodybuilder and a CrossFit athlete, and she's here to tell a story how she got into bodybuilding and yeah, other things. How are you?
I'm really good. It's a long weekend, so that's kind of nice. More
Okay.
time to do farm chores and gym and, the usual stuff.
Mm. Yeah, your screen is stiff.
Is it?
Yeah, yeah. Come back in. You come back out and come back in. Yeah.
How about now?
Yeah, you could come back out and then come back in because it's kind of it's stiff. Like your
You want me
screen is
to
not moving. Yeah.
log out or?
Yeah, log out and then
Okay.
come back in. All right?
Okay. Yeah.
Just give us a second, folks. Yeah, put some music on a bit. Okay.
Now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. It's better than
Better?
the last time. Yeah, it's a little better.
Okay. I'm
A little
rural,
better.
so that might be part of it. Our internet Wi-Fi isn't always the most fantastic.
All right, it's not a big deal. At least I can hear you and you can hear me. So yeah, thank you for hopping on. Really appreciate it. You
Yeah.
from what I've seen, you're a CrossFit athlete and you're a natural bodybuilder. How did you get into CrossFit?
Well, actually, I got into CrossFit before I got into bodybuilding. Fitness has been part of my life since I was a teenager. And in 2019, I kind of stumbled onto CrossFit about 30 minutes away from here. And it was like, I don't know, discovering, when you're a kid and you find new adventures, that's the way CrossFit was. It was just the very first time I climbed the rope and rang the bell, drove home feeling like Wonder Woman. So just like that, I became kind of CrossFitter. And the box that I went to in Steinbach has a really good coach. So he's not the kind of, I know you hear a lot of things about CrossFit where people are just doing inappropriate nonsense, but he very big on teaching proper weightlifting form. You're not allowed to lift anything heavy till you've mastered, training bar and pretty well pretend plates and get your form correct. So he was really big on that. Same with things like pull-ups. You had to have this many strict pull-ups, this many strict push-ups before you could ever attempt, kipping. For example, I'm terrible at kipping to this day, but I did work up to 20 consecutive pull-ups, which, a lot of people can't do. But I still suck at the rhythm. I'm kind of like a fish on a hook when it comes to the kipping stuff. And so, yeah, CrossFit introduced me to barbells. Up till then, I'd lifted weights on occasion. I mean, if you could call it lifting weights, dumbbells. Wanted to stay fit. And so here and there, I did home workout videos or that kind of thing. But once I got introduced to barbells, that was kind of super cool. And some of the Olympic lifts and that kind of thing. And in 2020, with COVID, we did a lot of home programming because, almost all the gyms and everything were closed. And I also run a farm. I'm a single farm owner. It's kind of a horse breeding / hobby farm. So it's got everything from, I breed American paint horses for rodeos, but I also have goats and ducks and chickens and dogs and cats and the whole 9 yards. It's a bit like a circus. And I got bucked off a young horse, a 3-year-old, in the beginning of August of 2020, and it was completely unexpected. Not that young horses don't do dumb things, but I had already finished riding her, and we were just walking back to the trailer. She stepped on the driveway, and she kind of lost her mind. I did not last 8 seconds. I did not last 3 seconds. I just flew through the air, and unfortunately, I landed on my my hip, and I also landed on my hand. I dislocated my fingers. I did drive myself to the hospital because I was hoping it was just a bad bruise. But when they're trying to get me to get my leg onto the x-ray table, I pretty well screamed like they were murdering me. And after x-rays, it showed that I'd fractured my femoral neck. So it's a kind of injury, like when you're involved in horses, it's not a matter of if you're going to get hurt, it's kind of when and how bad. And this was one of those type of instances that you hope never happens to you. So I had surgery, and the reason I got away with surgery instead of a hip replacement was because I was very fit. They checked my bone density. It was really good. And I didn't displace the fracture by actually walking on it like an idiot. And the surgery itself is sometimes only 60% successful as well. So I had the open reduction internal fixation surgery, and then it involved a lot of rehab. I was determined to be stronger in a year than I was prior to the accident. So I started doing adaptive upper body workouts within 10 days of my surgery. I had to learn how to lift my right leg over again when I was laying on a physio table. And so it was like baby steps. You know, I went from doing 20-inch box jumps to jumping on a plate. And then kept moving up from there. I used my ceramic tile in the house as kind of a hopscotch kind of, exercise. And eventually I got sent to a health and wellness rehab as part of my disability through work. And there was a physical therapist there that said I should really do natural bodybuilding. And I was like, what's that? I had never, followed bodybuilding or been into bodybuilding. I was just always into staying fit. And so he kind of talked a little bit about, I think it was a CPA Natural at the time, which is an untested federation. It kind of planted a seed. He thought I had a good physique, and it didn't get started there. When I finished up with doing my rehab, I looked for a gym. I was trying to find a hip machine. You don't see a lot of them nowadays. It's a multi-hip machine that does hip adduction, abduction, the quad movement, and the kickback. And I ended up choosing a local gym about 15 minutes from home, and I started, instead of CrossFitting at home and CrossFitting at the box, because I wanted to have an actual gym membership, I started CrossFitting at this gym because it had a big turf, and every second day I would do my weightlifting. And kind of the following fall, I had a person at the gym ask me if I was in the show tomorrow, and I didn't even know what show he was talking about. He's like, well, the bodybuilding show. And I'm like, no. And he's like, well, you are so like lean and shredded. He goes, you look like you'd be competing. And he was a CPA judge. And that kind of got me all interested. And I decided I got to go attend this CPA show. I'm not even sure how to pronounce it all the time. Van Dijk Classic. It's in Winnipeg. So I went and watched that, and it was kind of eye-opening. To be honest, I was excited. The men's bodybuilding part was really cool. And then the women's, I'm really going to be honest, I found it a little discouraging. It seemed like a princess pageantry type thing. And I still see a little, honestly, even though I'm involved in it now, I still see it. And I kind of thought that was being driven by the opposite sex, but it's not. Women really want to have all the hair extensions and the fake eyelashes and the whole 9 yards and the heels. I've even spoke to women with more muscle than me that suggesting they should enter the actual bodybuilding class. And they're like, oh, but we like the heels. And I mean, the heels do make your butt pop, but still. So anyhow, I got intrigued. And then that judge worked out at my gym. So he actually helped me get started, and he taught me posing. And I'll be honest, I was a terrible poser. In fact, and I'm not one to easily cry, but we'd do a posing session. And then afterwards I would sit down on the rig and cry because I was so frustrated, because I'm not naturally a graceful dancer type of person. And the posing was really difficult. If there's anything I recommend, because I did self-coach for the most part with guidance for my first 3 shows, the posing is something I think everybody needs help with. And it's definitely something I needed help with. And so he helped me kind of get ready for my first show. And it was in Winnipeg. It's a very small show. I was the only competitor in the actual bodybuilding class. And then there were a couple of us in fit body. And So it was a good first experience, and I wasn't sure after competing in it if I wanted to continue competing in something that's so subjective. I compete with my horses, and I compete in barrel racing and rodeo events where everything is determined by time. So it doesn't matter what you look like, what you show up in, who knows you. If a clock says you won, you won. And CrossFit's like that too. You get the most rounds or the most reps in this timeline or that kind of thing. Again, it doesn't matter who knows you or what you look like. You win that way. So I thought about it a bit after the show because I wanted to make sure I was up to that kind of scrutiny of putting myself out to be completely judged. And I was kind of hooked. And here I am, going into my 7th show 4 years later. And I have no intentions of giving it up just yet.
So you're in Canada, the WNBF.
Yeah, the World Natural Bodybuilding Federation.
Okay.
I stay in that federation over here in Canada because it's a polygraph tested association and it's a drug tested association. All winners are drug tested. Plus there's random testing throughout. I mean, I'm a completely natural athlete and I'm a midget compared to anybody on gear. And I mean, I don't judge people if that's the route they want to go, but I sure can't compete against somebody who is not natural. I'm just way too small, especially in my 50s.
So you do like right now you do women's physique, right?
Yeah, well, in WNBF they call it bodybuilding, and then I also do fit body, which is the class below bodybuilding, but it is mandatory 5-inch heels. So it does have mandatory poses, like it has the front double bi, the back double bi, the side try and chest poses, and but yeah, it's a little more based on symmetry, elegance, and a little less striated, less hard than bodybuilding. But sometimes in these WNBF shows they're very small, so somebody could end up actually winning figure, fit body, and bodybuilding because of the not big classes, and honestly just bringing the best package. It might not fit the standards perfectly, but it's the best package there.
Yeah. So they call it fit body. You ever heard of fit model? Like
No, it's completely different than fit model.
Okay, all right.
Fit model is the least muscular class in that association, whereas fit body is the second most women's muscular class.
Okay. Well, let me show some pictures of some slides and stuff. We got all the rage George Page. Good evening, people. Hey, what's up, George? And then he says, fit body is like figure with posing. Yeah. Yeah, so this is you have a nice physique. Yeah. So in time you got better with the heels.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I've worn heels before in my life, but that's a little different story when you're on stage and in 5-inch heels and you're flexing all your muscles and trying to look super chill about it.
Okay. So like what he said fit body is like figure with posing. So they don't have a figure in your division?
No, they do. They have figure, but there is no mandatory muscular poses. Like there is no front double bi. It's typical figure class. Front and back pose, side poses. So I'm actually going into figure in the show that I'm doing in a month simply because it's a smaller show and it'll be more time on stage, which I think is always good for me to work on my stage presence.
Okay. That's that's cool. Was your family did you invite your family or friends at your show?
I did invite my family and friends. I've only got brothers. My mom and dad have passed away. My brothers have not made it out to my show. My one brother has watched me live stream when he can. And I've had friends come out. When I went to Calgary the last 3 years, I have just went by myself, and it's been fine. Like, I'm a single bodybuilder for the last 3 years, and it actually works out pretty good because I work full time. I train hard at the gym. I ride horses, have a farm, and it almost doesn't leave any time for anything else in my life. Like, my weeknights are basically work, gym, farm, work, gym, farm, and weekends are the same. It's just at least I don't have my full-time job.
Okay, and your job is like take care of the horses majority
No,
of times.
that's my farm. I have a real
Oh,
out
your
of
farm.
the yard full-time work. Yeah.
Okay. All right. What do you do if you don't mind me asking?
I'm actually a livestock feed inspector.
Feed inspector. Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
and what do you do? What do you do specifically, like in feed inspector?
Well, I do things like visit commercial mills that manufacture animal feed, and then
Oh,
my job is to make sure that they're meeting all the regulatory processes to make safe livestock feed, which in turn feeds animals that should be safe for us to eat.
oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. So with like nutrition, like you already knew like the basics, like in dieting and stuff when you was competing.
Yes. Well, nutrition has been important to me my whole entire life. So I've been designing my own nutrition plan the entire show process. I did have a coach for my second 2 Calgary shows and for Boston World show, but I still basically, like, we did a macro plan, and I designed I'm very good at doing macros. My thing when I'm coached is usually to get a refeed or to slow down a little bit. I'm notorious for a bit old school. The harder I work, the better it'll be, but sometimes that can bite you in the ass.
Okay. Yeah, like earlier you was talking about your CrossFit, like you do a lot of calisthenics, like you still work on doing your pull-ups like after your injuries?
Yeah, I've definitely kept CrossFitting after my injuries. And of course, since, I'm one of those weird bodybuilders that still loves CrossFit, I'm always a
Yeah.
little surprised at how many bodybuilders kind of rain on the CrossFit parade. Perhaps they've never tried it, or they just have met people that have been to boxes with poor coaching, that kind of thing. But I love CrossFit, and I CrossFit usually after my fall show until the CrossFit Open, which is over. So I start doing things to get myself in shape and conditioning. I am also a bodybuilder that does cardio all year round. I'm in my 50s, and even though off season is often a period of time where people, gladly give up their cardio, I love cardio. It makes me feel awesome. So I continue with my cardio all year, which keeps me in good shape for example, competing in the CrossFit Open. I've done really well at it. In the 6 years I've competed, I stay in the scale division, which is a step below the RX. RX is the most difficult. I can't, honestly. My coordination for skipping double unders, and I'm not a great fan of muscle ups. So I stay in the scaled, and I've sat first in my age category in women in Canada for 6 years. So I've been pretty happy about that.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, like how many pull-ups you can do?
What's that? How many pull-ups can I do?
Yeah,
Right
how many
now,
pull-ups?
probably
Yeah.
could do 10 or 11, but I
Yeah,
haven't.
that's not too bad.
I've been doing more lat pull downs.
Yeah, I need to. I stopped doing pull-ups a bit. I was like I used to do a lot of pull-ups, but I stopped. I stopped probably like I remember I used to do like 10. I had different kind of pull-ups. Like I would try to do my fingertips a bit, and try to attempt the one-arm pull-ups and stuff.
Yeah,
But I stopped. Yeah, I stopped.
I
Yeah,
love doing that
I was
stuff.
doing other things. Yeah.
I sometimes watch, like there's Instagram reels and stuff where people are doing challenges. So often on
Yeah.
Sundays, I save
Yeah.
that to my phone, and then I go try something dumb at the gym and try not to, hopefully I don't break my arm or some ridiculous nonsense while I'm attempting to prove I can do something silly.
Yeah. At one time I interviewed a young lady. She did like freestyle calisthenics. I don't know if you ever seen that where they just they kind of twirl back and forth like it's almost like gymnastics, but
Yes,
it yeah,
I
yeah.
totally admire like the people who are awesome at calisthenics. Like I'm like the last few weekends I've been practicing like the what is it, the L lever or whatever. And I'm not very good at it yet because I'm strong enough, I think, but the balance and placing your body parts precisely so you can do levers. But I
Mm.
admire that. Like I admire all sorts of fitness. Everybody has their way of, enjoying fitness, and my way is not the only way. So I love seeing other people have fun and do well at things.
Yeah, yeah. You ever thought about attempting to do strongman?
No, no, I don't
Yeah.
think I have friends that compete in strongman and strong women, and it's very cool. But I think I would worry a little
Yeah.
bit about maybe hurting myself, and so much
Yeah.
depends on me here, like my farm, my animals, even bodybuilding. Sometimes ends up like obviously because I work out hard, you end up with repetitive use injuries, and like I'm working through carpal tunnel and cubital tunnel in both arms. I've had tennis elbow and golf elbow this year, shoulder injuries, which I mean, all bodybuilders are probably fighting off some kind of
Mm.
thing and ignoring it at the same time. So,
Maybe probably yeah that I was just asking, because it CrossFit and they're a bit similar, and it's kind of, they both are intense. I don't like, do you watch like them athletes like Danny Spiegel, if I'm
oh
pronouncing her
yeah,
name right? Yeah.
yeah. And Tia Claire Toomey, and oh no, I've totally fangirled the CrossFit people. They're pretty amazing. Like their fitness level is just through the roof.
Yeah.
And that's why I keep CrossFitting and I keep doing cardio, because it's important for me not to just look like I'm fit. I really truly want to be fit, and it possibly does slow me down a little bit because I know there's always an argument to quit moving as much. But I mean, my whole farm, I'm moving a lot, so I like doing cardio. I like feeling fit,
Yeah.
but
It's
it might
just
make my
it's
journey slower.
it's just you alone, or you?
I have a roommate, but yeah,
Mm.
he's 28. But yeah, no, it's just me here running the farm, and so it's a pretty big ship to run by myself with a lot of animals.
Yeah, yeah.
There's
Uh,
time. There's
what?
times I don't feel like doing farm chores. Like today, I had the gym in the morning, came home, had my lunch, had a little couch potato time because it's the weekend. Then I went out and I was moving hay around, cleaning round pens, and all that nonsense. And as a bodybuilder, it's pretty exhausting.
Yeah, I remember. I went to boarding school one point, and they had us like getting up early, and you had to do chores. Like it was like a barn, like a horse barn and stuff. Yeah, I remember that. That's how far I know about farming and stuff. Only thing. So
Well, the thing about having
yeah.
animals on a farm is no matter how you feel, no matter what the weather is, you still have to go
Yeah.
do it anyhow. So it could be minus 50 Celsius wind chill here in the wintertime, and you're still outside feeding horses, feeding goats, doing the things you have to do. And I can tell you there's times you really don't want to be outside.
Yeah, yeah.
So
What do you what do you like about taking care of animals?
I've loved animals my whole life. I've wanted
Mm.
horses when I was a kid. I grew up in a small northern community. It was a mining town. My dad and brothers, my dad was a miner, and both my brothers are miners. And so we had the only acreage in this little northern town, and it had an old hip roof barn, kind of a heritage barn. And I would bug my mom my entire childhood if I could please have horses, but it wasn't really a horse type town.
Yeah,
So as an adult, when I got married, our first place we bought was this place, and I was absolutely insistent it had to have like 80 acres for horses, and I actually needed a living room so I could work out in it. I wanted it big enough that I could do my home workout videos if needed. And yeah, no, I've just always wanted animals, and horses were my dream since I was a little kid and read The Black Stallion, and so I coach barrel racing. I breed paint horses, and I still compete. The passion for bodybuilding kind of usurped the passion for barrel racing a couple years ago. I think it was because of healing my body became so important. And so, yes, I still barrel race, but right now, like, my priority this year is my bodybuilding shows. Like, I'll go to barrel races that fit into my schedule and fit into my budget. But right now I'm trying to make sure I can do the Winnipeg show. I'm hoping to do well enough there that I qualify for the Calgary Nationals. And then I want to go to Calgary Nationals and qualify for the WNBF World Show, which is also in Canada this year.
Okay. Do you pay attention to like bodybuilding outside of Canada?
I only have been to Boston for the WNBF World Show in 2024. I went there, and I was hoping to make top 5, and I did. I finished 5th in the amateur bodybuilding. There was a fantastic lady from Spain who won the amateur class when I was there. I remember walking into the warm-up room, and you just know, like, she was just so, her muscles were amazing, and her routine was fantastic. It was like artwork. And then she actually went on the next day to kind of decimate the pro class too, in her first day as a pro at the World Show. So yeah, it was really cool to watch her. WNBF has great competitors, great coaches. Like, the atmosphere and the people are so friendly and kind. Before I kind of got started in bodybuilding, people had said, oh, there's lots of catty people, be careful, people are mean. And WNBF is just full of amazing competitors that I enjoy so much when I'm around them.
Yeah. I've been to a couple of natural bodybuilding shows. It was OCB and stuff. It's not, I mean, they're very welcoming a bit, with the competitors. Yeah.
I've heard really good things about OCB as well. I was actually contemplating OCB this year, but then when they said they're hosting the World Show in Canada, WNBF, I decided I would stay in this federation for now.
Okay. I'm not sure they got a WNBF in New York, but
they probably have INBF, International Natural Bodybuilding. So they can also qualify for Canada. Like, when I was at the World Show in Boston a couple of years ago, there was everybody from all over the world. It was the absolutely coolest thing ever. Make a friend who's a veterinarian from Australia, or this really awesome lady from I can't remember, it wasn't Spain, it was one of the war-torn countries, Israel. That's where she actually said in her drive to the airport she had to duck down in her cab to avoid getting shot at. She was like the coolest lady. I mean, at least I didn't need to do any of that.
Oh, why she had to get ducked down to get shot? I mean, not to get shot.
Because I guess it was kind of a war-torn area that she was going through. So.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's a lot. Wow.
I know. Yeah. Something I have zero experience with, living rural in Canada. So.
We got.
I have to ask how you decided you wanted to interview me. I was kind of surprised that you reached out to me the other day.
Well, I mean, I seen your physique. I mean, and you had a nice physique, and sometimes, I just like search on Instagram who I want to talk to, and you do CrossFit and natural bodybuilding, so it just caught my interest.
Oh, well, I wanted to say thanks for having me and reaching out to me.
No, I appreciate it. I mean, I really appreciate you responding to it. So yeah. What is Mary's thoughts on high rocks?
I've heard a lot about it and I've read some, but I haven't tried it yet. I can't I've heard from people that have done CrossFit and now do high rocks, and they say they love it. I'm not sure yet. I'd have to try it. It looks like it'd be fun.
Okay. No, I never heard of high rocks. Got Red Samurai Ninja, hello. Yeah. Like, what is like your best show since you competed? Like, you being on stage?
I would have to say the one that I'm the most proud of was my first Calgary show. It was a big class in women's bodybuilding. There was 9 of us, and I came in 3rd. And to me, that was far more exciting than first out of 1 or 2, because it was a really, really tough master's class. And the last 2 years, I have taken 2nd in Calgary. My goal, of course, is first, but still working on that. It's a cool experience. Like every time I go, bring a little better physique and definitely better posing. When I look back at my original posing, it's like, wow. And I kind of thought I knew what I was doing, my first couple of shows. And then you see that you're not displaying anything correctly. And it's a learning curve for sure. And I mean, posing is something I think any of us who bodybuild work on we're going to be working on it until we don't bodybuild anymore, because I don't think you can ever get perfect at posing. Like there's always something. It's kind of like that whole scratch your head, chew gum and rub your belly type thing. It's, okay, smile really nicely at the judges. Make sure you flex your butt cheeks, but don't flex them too hard. Make sure your hamstrings are doing this thing. Make sure your lats are on. So yeah, no, it's taking a lot of practice for sure. So I try
Is that the only thing you fall short on, like in when you're competing, is the posing?
I don't even know if it's fall short. I think it's just something it's like horseback riding. And when I coach horseback riding, and I tell people that they're never going to stop learning. And I think that's the case with posing. You're going to keep improving. You're going to learn how to show your body to the best. Like a pose that may look fantastic on another lady may not suit me quite as well. I have a really super strong upper body. I've had to work 3 times as hard at my lower body. So I have to be careful to show off, the best features. And everybody, I think, will have a little different thing that they want to show off, but still look balanced and, strong. So I think it's something you're going to just keep working on. I know as long as I'm bodybuilding, I'm going to keep working on poses. And sometimes a pose catches my eye. There might be somebody with kind of my physique shape. And I'm like, wow, that looks so awesome. So then I go to the gym and I try it. And then I work on it and I incorporate it into my routine.
Like, what is there like a body part you try to like work at, like that, it kind of gives you like difficulties to work on?
Yeah, my quads.
Okay. Well,
the amount of quad work I do, they should be leading the way into the room by now. But I guess because I'm so active with the farm and everything I do, that my legs are so used to moving around so much, they're slow responders.
Yeah.
So
they got a question. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it.
No, that's fine.
What's the thing you could change about competing?
What could I change about competing?
Yeah.
I'm not sure, really. I'd like to see less emphasis in women's classes on all the extraneous attire. Like, I'm a little saddened, I guess, that sometimes our judging is based on, how long our lashes are, how sparkly our bikinis. I kind of admire some of the men's classes, like let's say physique. They're all wearing the same type of short kind of thing. And for women, it's still very much a beauty contest. And don't get me wrong, I like to look attractive and that kind of thing, but I don't work out 2 hours a day, every day, all year for somebody to be really looking closely at my hair extensions or how sparkly my bikini is. I really want the focus to be on the physique. And I think sometimes in bodybuilding or any of the physique classes, we should maybe be wearing something all similar. Like I know it would be really boring, but if everybody had to wear, a basic bikini with a basic cut, this is bodybuilding class, so this is what you wear. And So there'd be less distraction from the glittery fun things and more looking at the body. Because, for example, I do bodybuilding on an extreme budget. I'm on a single income, and as anybody knows who bodybuilds, it's a prohibitively expensive sport. Just my groceries, like, it's unbelievable the economy the way it is. What groceries is costing me as a little 5'2" lady, it makes me broke. And so you're competing against people that sometimes have no budget. You know, they can go spend $2,500 on a new bikini for every show. My very first show, I bought a bikini off Marketplace. I didn't even know how, honestly, it was supposed to fit properly. I had it let out because I thought it was too small. And lucky for me, Maria from Suiting You in Winnipeg was at the Winnipeg show, and she had to stitch me back into it because I had kind of messed it. I'd had another seamstress mess it up. So I have learned how to budget extremely well for this sport because I like it. I want to do it, and I don't want to. I guess that's the other thing, is the expense of it all is it's tough even for spectators. It's one of the reasons I don't always have friends come out, because they don't want to spend $50 to watch me prance in a bikini for, I don't know, 2 minutes. Like, we have barrel racing events. People come out and watch barrel racing for free, which is cool. And rodeos, you know, there's a whole bunch of events. And then you have bodybuilding, which is $50 per person to come watch you in something that very few people are truly enamored with outside of the bodybuilding world.
Yeah. When you apply to how much to compete for you? Like is it $100?
For barrel racing?
No, for bodybuilding.
Oh,
like for a show.
For this show, just a registration and classes were $483. That's not counting, of course, my hair and makeup, my tanning, my polygraph. In this case, it's a local show, so I don't have the flight and the hotel and cab or anything like that. But Calgary runs me upwards of $4,000.
And you, like, the place that you traveled, I think it was like in New York, in Boston. That was like the place that you traveled the most.
That was the furthest show that I've been to, and honestly, it wouldn't have been possible with all the people that helped me fundraise. Like, I have the most amazing people that support me in this journey, and I've had fundraising events. I've had businesses support me, but most amazingly is actually I've had personal people sponsor me on their own. Like, for Boston, I had somebody pay for my plane ticket. I had people donate, bomber tickets that I could, re-raffle, just stuff like that. It would be impossible without the help from all my sponsors and people who have donated, and my friends and people that have supported me. I just could not do without them.
Yeah, you sound real fortunate to do that, for people to help you, because I'm not gonna lie, like it's a lot. Like it's expensive. Like just to apply to just for a show, that's my paycheck. Nearly, I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't do bodybuilding.
Well, it's mine too, and it's why, like, as much as I love barrel racing, it sits on the side now. Like, if I was really rich, I would do both all the time, but I can't afford it. Like, barrel racing requires you to put your horse in a truck and haul it, to a show, and cost of diesel right now in Canada is over $2 a liter. So it costs you as much as $70, $80 just in fuel to get to a barrel race. So I can't really justify doing a lot of that this year.
When you say barrel racing, that's like when the horse, like, kind of like why don't you explain to me what barrel racing is? Because I'm not,
barrel racing is a timed event. In rodeo, it's typically a women's event, but it's a cloverleaf pattern. So you come running into the arena. You cross a timer line, which is usually 40 to 60 feet before the first two barrels. You can choose to go right or left. The horse I'm running right now, she goes to the right barrel first. She will go circle around it, and then she will head over to the left barrel in a figure 8 and circle around it, and then she'll head to the third barrel. It'll be the same direction now as the second one. We'll circle that and we'll run home as fast as we can. And the winner of the race wins money or stuff like that. I also do an event called pole bending, and it has 6 poles, and you start at a start line. You run down to the end of the 6 poles, and then you weave through them. I'm sure you've seen dog agility classes. It's like that, except we're riding the horse. So we weave through the poles, then we weave back up through the 6 poles, and then we run home as fast as we can and hopefully win. Okay. You can see some of that if you ever go look at my TikTok. There's lots of barrel racing and pole bending.
Yeah, I'll check it out. I mean, when you say rodeo, I know that, you know, the horse, you know, people hang on as much as they can when the horse starts jumping and all that type of stuff. Yeah, but the barrel, like, I gotta.
You're thinking of the rough stock events. You're thinking of the bucking broncos and the bull riding and that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's where my mind is at.
Yeah, I try to stay on my horse as much as I can. Though I do know some ladies that do the saddle bronc riding, and they're badasses. They're tough. I would not do that.
Yeah, and you get money doing that.
Oh yeah, there's way better money in barrel racing than there is in bodybuilding. Like when I was at one of my shows in Winnipeg, it was kind of funny. I got my pretend gold medal, and meanwhile, my friend who's at a barrel race is sending me a photo of her $200 check that she just won barrel racing, and I'm like, oh, but look at my medal. So you really gotta love bodybuilding as an amateur.
Do people look at you crazy? Like, in a sense, people ever looked at you crazy about why you competing, like, and you're not making that much money? Like, what would you tell somebody about bodybuilding that don't know about bodybuilding? You know, like, what is it that you kind of seek in competing? Do you compete for yourself, or you just, you know, it's, you know, like, excuse me for my stuttering. It's not very easy for, like, people to understand, you know, why people do what they do in competing. So that's why, you know.
No, I totally understand. My older brother thinks it's a bit crazy. Like, he was a motocross racer, but he's like, do you win any money? I'm like, well, no, it's kind of prestige when you win the show. And I've got friends that are super supportive, and of course I've had, you know, the comments, well, that's way too much muscle for a lady, which in my 50s, I don't care one bit. I feel great about this. I think to be a bodybuilder, you have to absolutely love the process, which I do. Like, I love working out. I love getting stronger. I love changing my body. You know, it may be slow, but it's just so rewarding. And at 53, postmenopausal, and having the best physique of my entire life is just a feeling that is indescribable. So at this stage of my life, I don't even care what people think, but I do think if you want to do bodybuilding, you better like the process. You better not be doing it just to win something on stage. Like, you have to enjoy the day in, the day out, the hard work. And I'm that kind of person, you know, that has always enjoyed hard work. It sounds stupid, but it's just, I always feel like something worthwhile takes work. And that's what I'm doing. So, and it became so important to me, lifting weights and bodybuilding and resistance training, rebuilding my body after such a serious injury. So I've never taken my health or fitness for granted, and I don't ever plan to. I'm going to keep moving and being active and doing things till I possibly can't.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, it's not easy sport. Like, do you see it more as a discipline, or would you say as a sport, or just both?
I think it requires both. I think it definitely requires discipline if you want to do well at it. It means going to the gym on days where other people would go home and sit on their couch. It means working out when you're tired. You know, those of us who do show, I mean, right now I'm a month out from my show, so I'm in a calorie deficit and finding the energy to carry on with my workouts, carry on with my full-time job, carry on with my farm, ride my horse. It requires immense discipline, and nutrition also requires, I mean, I think that's the thing that catches most people is the nutrition aspect. You know, they enjoy the gym part, and then when it comes to getting the conditioning right for shows, you know, that's the deal breaker for a lot of people because they can't quite picture it. But I always try and explain to people that I love my food. I can't even tell you how much I love my food. I'm a volume eater. I do macros, and everything I eat in a day is the most delicious thing ever. And in off season, I don't change what I eat at all. I just add more of it, or maybe, you know, a snack, or I don't feel bad about going to a movie and eating, you know, popcorn with 40 squirts of fake butter on it. Like, you know, you got to allow those things into your life. But you have to love the whole process. And I do.
Yeah. If he says, if you can make a living off of one of the sports, which one would it be?
If I could make a living off one of them, I think it would be probably something in fitness. People who make a living off horses are definitely not paid enough for the amount of work and danger they put themselves through. I love riding horses and doing horse stuff, but I could have chosen that path already a long time ago, and I choose not to. I see how it wears the life right out of people instead of making them feel stronger than they ever felt. Most people that are making horses their life are arthritic, hurt, sore, often not making enough money unless they're super successful. Like all of us who love horses know that they're just basically kind of like bodybuilding, a big money pit.
Yeah. That's outside my element, the barrel racing. He says, I know a bodybuilder, IFBB pro, Amanda Snooks, who used to barrel race. Yeah. Since you've been like competing, do you have anybody that you kind of inspired, like in WNBF?
No, because everybody's kind of different and doing their own journey. Like probably the most awestruck I was the lady from Spain who won Boston a couple years ago. I follow her on Instagram and just always blown away by her physique. I just love seeing what people are capable of naturally, and I find it really disappointing. Even today, there was a Facebook post that I had commented on a couple days ago. Was I can't remember her name, Dr. Michaela or something, and she's kind of doing a pose and she's talking about being all natural, and her entire feed is people bashing her and saying she's got to be on steroids, got to be on gear, it's impossible, and I was like, I find that so disheartening. So I posted a picture of myself 2 days after Calgary last year because I'd had a bunch of nonsense food, so I was really capped delts, the whole 9 yards, and I said, because they're saying, you know, you can't have capped delts as a woman or you're not natural. You can't have striations, you're not natural. You can't have funny shaped veins, you're not natural. And it's also ridiculous. Like, I don't know why people can't believe that hard work actually can pay off. Like, I see that the most people that judge the natural bodybuilders either A, are on gear and never push themselves hard enough to try it, so they assume that nobody else could get big. And I mean, I'm not by any stretch of the imagination the biggest bodybuilder around, but I'm in my 50s and I started at 49 years of age. So when these young girls that are in their 20s building these amazing physiques naturally, and people are on there telling them, oh, they're obviously on this, that, and the other thing, it kind of blows me away, because I kind of think to myself, what if I had done this in my early 20s? Like, my parents were from Germany, and my dad, like, upper body genetics, fantastic. He was a gymnast in his younger days. So that's where I get my whole family has great upper body genetics. We all have stick legs that, in my case, I work on really hard. But that's the part that I find so disappointing is the amount of people just, even today, somebody called me when I posted that picture, they're like, well, obviously you're 53 years old, you're menopausal. There's no way you could be below 20% body fat. You're a liar. She's a liar. You're not natural. And I was like, my blood tests actually show I have low testosterone, low natural testosterone. I can't take testosterone because I could no longer compete in the WNBF if I did. I just work really, really hard and maybe have some good genetics, particularly for my upper body. And I think some people just can't imagine how obsessed we get.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. I mean, especially in social media, people always gonna, people always gonna, people gonna fit shame. You know, there was this girl that, you know, I used to follow. I used to post her videos on my channel, and she left. You know, like she would get like a lot of these hate from people. She and talking about that she looked like a man and all that type of stuff. And you know, after a while, you stop seeing her. You know, so to this day, people will be asking about her, like what happened to her.
So
And
frustrating.
yeah.
Like,
So
there's Natalie, I can't remember her name. She's been a WNBF world champion, natural world champion. She's Olympia natural champion too. And she's fantastic. She's in her early 20s. She's self-coached. She's got a physique to die for. And her whole Instagram is 98% people calling her names, calling her a liar, calling her, you know, on gear, telling her she's on steroids. And I don't know, like, social media is so full of haters, and it's so sad.
yeah. Do you get like people that give you positive feedback on social media?
I do, because for the most part, I'm not trying to be any kind of influencer. Like if you stumble across my TikTok, it's simply because TikTok is way easier to make videos than back in the day of when we had to do YouTube for everything and you'd have to sit there and convert all your files. Now you can make a quick little fun TikTok video. And so I do it for fun and kind of, I like the memories of it. You can, you know, go back and look at something you did before, or whatever. So the people that I keep in my life are positive. Like, not everybody's going to completely understand my journey, but there have been people inspired by my journey simply because breaking my hip, doing these kind of things, they figure if somebody can break their hip and, you know, go on to do the things I'm doing, they can, whether it's quit drinking, quit smoking, start moving more. So those people inspire me just as much as I inspire them. I always say it's kind of a beautiful circle. So when I hear those stories, it just makes my day. So no, I think the majority of people like on my social media are positive, and if they're not, they usually don't say much. Yeah. My mother, if she was alive, would probably feel I was too muscular, but she'd support me too.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that you're an inspiration to people that want to be fit. You know, in my opinion, you know, I'm not just saying it. You know, you do calisthenics, and you know, although you had some injuries, you kept at it. You know, because you know, one of the like the dysfunctions in America is heart disease, and you know, not taking care of yourself, and you know, people end up in the hospital, and you know, it's not easy for people losing weight, really, actually, you know. So yeah, people go through a lot, you know. Like I watch these whatchamacallit, these documentary shows like 1,000 pound with a person, and you know, they're like 500 pounds and they can't move, and you know, a lot of it they're depressed, and you know, they gotta do surgery to lose weight at a certain amount, and you know, all kind of stuff. So yeah.
I'm very determined. I'm stubborn. My parents are, like I said, German immigrants, and my mom was an incredibly stubborn personality type person who never quit doing things. And you know, she used to, when she was alive, she would lecture me that I have too many things on the go, but that was coming from the lady who had 4 gardens, you know, kept her yard perfect, worked an outside job because my dad passed away when I was 12. So I mean, I inherited that, I don't know, that work ethic thing from my mom. And so giving up has never really been an option for me.
Yeah, yeah, I understand. Natalie Hayes, she has potential to be a great bodybuilder.
That's the
Yeah,
lady I was talking, the young lady who has been a WNBF
yeah,
champion, and she's picked
yeah,
on all the time, and her
yeah.
physique is
I've
just
seen her.
amazing.
Yeah, I noticed that she got those facial bumps and stuff, and people think that she takes gear. Yeah,
Yeah, she talks about the reason for that too, though. I mean, people just like to assume absolutely everything nowadays.
yeah, yeah. So
So,
like so this year you're preparing to compete in another WNBAF show.
yes, I have WNBF Winnipeg in 4 weeks from today. And then hopefully that'll go well enough that I'll be in Calgary on October 24th. And hopefully that will go well enough that I'll be in Calgary for the World Show in November. But
Yeah,
one thing at a time. I got to get through Winnipeg first.
yeah. You said something in your conversation about people like the judges they kind of like in bodybuilding like they wear heels and stuff like it's like a beauty pageant and it's more
Well, I mean, like, that's kind of what, other than bodybuilding and physique classes, I mean, yes, it is a bit of a beauty pageant, like some of the classes, right? Like, fit body is in 5-inch heels, like, and I get that it makes it, I guess, to some people more feminine and pretty, and heels definitely, pop your calves, pop your glutes, but we're in the gym working really hard. There's not a day I actually wear a 5-inch heel to do my workout. So other than maybe bikini and figure and fit model, even though we don't have fit model, I don't really see heels being part of what we do, but that's just me. I mean, I wear them because I'm competing to class, standards. So that's just my personal opinion.
yeah. No, yeah, because they got all these other divisions, fit model and figure and stuff. Bodybuilding, it wasn't really like that years ago, but I think they want to appeal to the public, because they really don't know what to make of it. So, and I guess
Yeah.
that's why you see that the heels and yeah.
Well, and bodybuilding is the least popular class in our federation for sure. Like, the small shows, if you're lucky, there'd be one, to be honest, one or two. So that's why I've been going to Calgary these last few years, because when you put in the work, it's nice to be able to compete against, at least a handful of other ladies. And Calgary always brings out some really great competitors. And it's especially, and you know what, almost all the time we're all masters athletes. And I love that. I love this group of women over 40, looking amazing. It's fantastic.
Yeah, yeah. That probably need to check out the the WNBF. I keep putting the A up in it. Uh, yeah. So yeah,
Actually,
I would
somebody I
like to
really,
check that
really
out.
admire, she won Calgary, I think it was in 2023, is Grace Bent. She's from Ontario. You should look her up. Just fantastic. She's like a picture of me with her. She's like an Amazon lady. She is fantastic. As soon as I saw that she was coming to Calgary, I was like, oh no. And yeah, she won, but I mean, she absolutely deserved it. She was just, her physique incredible. So
Yeah, yeah. Probably you could DM me on that. Send me a picture of her. Yeah, I wouldn't mind checking
yeah,
out.
I will. I can tag
Yeah.
her, tag you.
Says men and women judging will always be subjective. Yeah.
Well, that's
Well,
what we signed up for.
oh, he said men and women judging will always be subjective.
Well, it's judging is subjective, right? That's what we sign up for when we walk on the stage. It's subjective. There's nothing that you can do about that. If you want to be a bodybuilder, you kind of are choosing to go up there and be judged according to how these judges see you. And that's part of it.
And he also says the problem with people who say that never understand it's more than drugs to build muscle. Yeah. Yeah. Do you watch the men a lot on
Oh yeah, I love
in
watching the
your
men.
priority?
I love the excitement to men's bodybuilding. Like it's so cool because usually there's more men bodybuilders, and like even my first show, like the CPA show, it was so cool to watch the pose downs, and the guys always have like super cool rock music, strong music. Like ladies' songs are often so slow, and I just love the energy level that the guys have. So
Oh,
that's one of the reasons I like watching. I don't quite know the name of the class. It's fitness class. It's an IFBB thing where they actually have to do like gymnastics and backflips and all sorts of things and still, look amazing. I love that class. Like I wouldn't be very good at it because I'm not like into backflips, but I love watching it. The
yeah.
energy level is incredible.
Yeah. The fitness division is cool. Like I like
Yeah.
watching that. Yeah, they do the flips and they do certain movements and stuff. Yeah, I like that.
Oh
I
yeah.
think that
Nothing but admiration for those.
yeah. I mean, I wish they could like put that on TV sometime at times, you know. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, but I don't
I
know. It
think they
is what
do.
it is.
Maybe you could interview
Huh?
one of those girls. I said maybe you could interview one of those fitness competitors next. That'd be fun to watch, and make sure you have some video of her doing her things because love watching
Yeah,
that. That's so awesome.
yeah. Well, I don't want to take you hostage, but I really appreciate you, sharing your journey with me. Yeah.
Well, thank you for having me. I hope I didn't bore anybody to tears with all my talking. And
No, no.
I'm
You
I'm
did
heading
all
out
right.
to do more farm chores because that's the farm girl thing. I got to go throw some more hay for horses and let the dogs out. So it's been fun chatting with you this evening, and thanks so
Right.
much for having me.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay,
All
see you
right.
later.
All right.